Are childhood meltdowns and tantrums normal? We're going to talk about that today. Now, therapists and psychologists will tell you that childhood meltdowns are just a normal part of child development. And when we believe that, we miss some imperative windows to empower our child to grow emotionally, spiritually, and mentally. Now, when my kids were little, I used to think that it was totally a normal part of childhood because they all had meltdowns and temper tantrums on a regular basis. Now, I began to question it when my youngest son, who was eventually diagnosed with something called Oppositional Defiant disorder, would have meltdowns that would last for hours and hours. But after I met Thomas in 2011, I realized that children have meltdowns and temper tantrums for the exact same reasons that you and I do. They need to be heard. We're Bonnie and
Thomas the Yoda.
And we help families who are raising children who have constant meltdowns with disruptive and defiant child behavior transform into healthy, happy, cooperative kids. So if you like anything on this video, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and share a comment in the comments below about your personal story because we love to hear from you. Now, in the next few minutes, we're going to share with you some solid solutions on how you can prevent and avoid most meltdowns and temper tantrums. The truth is if you want some things to change, you must be willing to change your perception and some of your actions.
So true, Bonnie, because doing the same thing over and over and over and expecting a different outcome, well, that puts you on the fast track to insanity, no yes.
Absolutely. That's actually happening right now.
So what if there was 4 simple steps that we could change your approach to create a new outcome? Would you want to know? I bet you do.
Yes.
What would be step number 1, Bonnie?
Number 1 would be to recognize that your child does not see the world in the same way that you do. Because if they're 2, 5, 10, or even 15, they don't have the life experience that you have at 25, 40, 50, 65 years old. They can't fast forward and know what it's like to be responsible for a household, raise children, make car payments, work really hard. But you can definitely go back and remember what it was like to be a child who just wanted to be seen for who you are and recognized for your own personal uniqueness and greatness.
Yeah, I like that, Bonnie. We can go back to remember what it was like when we were 5.
Yeah.
And if we can do that, that change will create a whole new outcome.
Yeah, awareness is the key to greatness.
What's number 2, Bonnie?
Number 2 is believe that your child can learn what's called self-control. Jim Rohn is a great mentor of ours, and I remember turning on a YouTube video just a few weeks ago, and he goes, self-control, the essence of life. And then you go to Instagram, and here's a child therapist going, your child does not have the ability to control their own emotions, so you need to be their emotions. And no, I'm here to call BS on that. If you believe that, again, you're going to miss imperative windows to help your child grow emotionally. They don't have the life skills, that's true, but they're counting on you to show them the way, to give them the life skills, to give them the tools so that they can practice self-control.
Absolutely, because every puppet with strings would love to be like Pinocchio. I have no strings. I can do it all by myself.
Yeah.
And one of the neatest games that you can play on self-control would be something like role-playing beforehand, like Simon Says.
Right.
Simon Says, put your hands on top of your head. Who did that? I did. That's part of giving them a chance to know that I am in control of my body, my actions.
Yes.
Make that change, create a new effect. What's number 3, Bonnie?
So number 3 would be to validate everything that your child says or does, even if they're 3 years old and they want a cookie before dinner. And we're not saying to go out and get them cookies before dinner. We're saying to validate their desire for a cookie before dinner.
Yeah, because how far could we really go before we had to say kind of a yes or a no? That's the old way. But if we could change this and go, can't say yes, can't say no, because it always creates the same outcome. What if my little genius offspring was asking me a question, and it's right there in the word maybe? May I be like you? May I be able to do what you do? will I maybe one day be able to do exactly what you do all by myself without you? And it's that validation that opens up that door. Doesn't guarantee it right now, like walking. You got to do first step and then some practice. But it validates and opens up the new path. And if you can do that, you've just created a new effect.
Yeah, you know what? Validation is my favorite, I think. Well, I think I might say that all the time, but I love validating because we've been taught somewhere along the way, and I'm not even sure if it's like a conscious teaching, but when the child asks, may I have a cookie? We feel responsible to say yes or no, to give them the cookie or not give them the cookie, or, hey, mom, I lost my bike. I need a new one. We kind of feel responsible, like, oh my gosh, now I got to go get them a new bike. The point is that they're not asking, give me a cookie or go buy me a bike. They're asking, can you show me how? Like, show me the parent approved plan. Give me the life skills so that I can make a bike show up, or I can make a cookie show up, or whatever it is that they're asking for.
Right.
Yeah.
So spot right on. And what would be number 4, Bonnie?
Number 4 is proactive attention through role play. Whenever you want your child to learn something, like we've been taught to get on their level and lecture them. However, we're also taught that children can't think abstract till at least the age of 13, meaning when you're sharing life skills with them through words, it would be like us trying to teach you how to drive a car through words. You just get in the car, you check the mirrors, you put your seatbelt on, and then you turn the key. Don't hit the gas pedal, you'll flood the car. So you just turn the key, the car turns on. Then you push in the clutch, you take the gear shift, you go down and you put it in reverse, and then you have to hit the gas halfway on and take the clutch off to go in reverse. If you've never driven a manual car, that's how it's done. But do you think you could get into a manual car now and drive perfectly?
Wow, I'm visualizing.
Yeah, like what did you just say?
Right over my head.
Yeah, so back to step number 1, parents' brain versus kids' brain. They can't see the world the same way you do, and they can't understand lectures. But what they can understand is show and tell. Role play. You be the kid, have them be the grown-up. Show them. Role play with your spouse or a partner. Role play with your child how you want them to ask for things. Role play with your child how to put their shoes away in the closet, where the backpack goes when they come home from school. Whatever it is that you want your child to be, do, or have, you must take the time to proactively teach them. And the best part about role play is there's nothing like proactive attention. When you give proactive attention and you help your child feel like he's the number 1 person in your life, they'll go out into the world with confidence and a new zest for life.
Because at the end of the day, what if you walked up to your kids and then threw a temper tantrum and flew all over the floor and thought, oh, they're going to know what to do? You could do that, or you could do role play by monkey see, monkey do, of stand right there with your hand up like this and wait. And they look at you. What are you doing, Mom? I'm glad you asked. I was looking to get your attention.
Yeah.
Role play it. Be the leader in that famous game, Follow the Leader. You lead by example. So instead of living by that old program that is, don't do as I do, but do as I
say.
Yeah, I knew you knew it. What if you could actually show them so they could do monkey see, monkey do?
Yeah.
And if you can make that change, you've just created a new effect.
Well, absolutely, because creating champions for life toddlers, they don't have meltdowns and temper tantrums. So I would like to disagree with the textbooks that say it's just a normal part of childhood. I would say that getting upset, getting angry, feeling emotions is a normal part of being a human being. But then to recognize that if somebody's having a meltdown or a temper tantrum, it means their heart's broken, and it means that we've missed the mark somewhere along the way. So these tips will help you be more empowered and empowering as a parent. But if you're looking for more, we go into this exact lesson way deeper with slides and video examples and everything else. So if you look over to the right-hand side there, you're going to see 2 other videos that you can choose from. The top one is this one thing will help prevent most meltdowns and temper tantrums. And the bottom one is parenting toddlers without yelling, a parenting reframe from negative to positive. Thank you so much for joining us here at Creating Champions for Life.
And until we meet again,
here's to your parenting success.
Cheers.
Bye for now.